Hiya, hope you're all okay. So this week we're going to look at natural consequences. So we've looked at boundary setting, we've gone through the ACT approach and how to set limits through acknowledging the feeling, communicating the limit, and then target an alternative. If you haven't looked at that, is one of the ones that we did. I think it was the first week of this month. And this week is all about natural consequences. So sometimes we can actually just hold off as parents. We like to kind of go in there and try and fix and solve problems for our children, but sometimes we can just hold back. A natural consequence, if you're not sure what a natural consequence is something that happens in relation to, not doing something. Then there will naturally be a consequence, which would be, for example, your child doesn't want to wear a coat, but it's freezing cold outside, and they're like, no, I'm not wearing a coat, I don't want to wear a coat. And you might reflect back and say, you really feel like you don't want to wear a coat, I get that. And the natural consequence to that would be your child will probably go outside and you will take the coat because you'll know they're going to want to wear the coat. But it's down to them to realise that for themselves. So sometimes we can hold back, and then when they go outside, they will 9 times out of 10 say, oh, I'm cold, I want my coat. So, and that's something that we have not had to put a boundary in place there, because that will be something that they will naturally experience, and they will naturally begin to understand that and learn that they need to wear the coat to keep warm, otherwise they're going to be cold. So there's lots of natural consequences that children go through in life, and sometimes that's a way for us to concentrate on them learning that themselves, rather than us trying to constantly tell them what to do and put boundaries in place. So sometimes children don't feel hungry, don't want to eat when it's dinner time, but the consequence of that would be that then they would start to feel hungry if they don't eat. So it's really basic stuff, but it's things that they would learn themselves without us actually going in there and setting a boundary for them. If they don't eat, they will feel hungry. And if they don't wear their coat, they're going to be cold. So it's those natural consequences that we don't actually have to set. They will naturally happen for the child, and it's all part of the learning process. It's how they learn about the world and about themselves. There's lots and lots of things that happen. The same, like thinking about my daughter in PE. There's rules in the world, and when, say, she's just started to play football, and if she doesn't follow the rules within the football, then she could be sent off the pitch. And it's all those kind of things of just learning about life and learning about the boundaries and learning about the rules. And these are the consequences in life that we have that naturally happen. So yeah, I just wanted you to think about, if you can think about any of the natural consequences that happen in your life, or is there anything at the moment where you are really trying to put a boundary in place, and actually you don't really need to do that, because they will learn for themselves and they will find out for themselves. So this week is all about having a look into your relationship with your child or your children, and finding out if there is anything there that which will end up being more of a natural consequence, rather than us actually putting the limits and the boundaries in place. So yeah, I hope this has really been helpful for you. And if you think about it in our adult lives as well, like, we have natural consequences to things. For example, we like put things off. That can be one thing that us adults do a lot, when we've got so much to do and we put things off, and the things get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse when we put things off. That's a really, really good example of something that a lot of adults do. There's so many different ways. We have, another thing as well, like, if we are driving and we're not driving sensibly, I refer to this with my daughter when it comes to boundaries as well, to make her understand the rules of life. That's dangerous, and then we get a fine, or we have points on our license, and there is a consequence to what we have done. So it's all about kind of guiding and teaching and helping children understand that there are consequences to things that happen in our lives, as adults and as children. And I think it's our opportunity to model this to our children and to help them understand the natural consequences, because the children will understand, and we don't always need to be on top of them, trying to tell them what to do, you should do this, you need to wear your coat, you need to do what you need to do what I've asked you to do, and all of that, when really, if we just hold back a bit and we actually think, hold on a minute, I know when they go outside, they're going to be cold and they're going to want their coat. And then that just kind of saves all of that, them tricky feelings that we kind of give off when we're getting frustrated with things. So yeah, this week is all about looking for natural consequences. So, another one is my daughter really doesn't want to do her, sorry, I've got something in my eye, do her spellings at the moment. And she's really disengaged with it, and she doesn't really want to enjoy. She's not enjoying it. But the thing is that she's not going to get the reward that everyone else will in their class that had done their spelling. So that's a kind of a natural thing that's going to happen. She needs to be able to do what is asked of her to get what the school are providing or for their celebration or achievement. So it's just little things like that, and we can often really try to, push our feelings onto our children. But sometimes we can just kind of hold back and let things happen naturally, and let them learn for themselves. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. I'll post the PDF and the picture so you can see it. And thank you for being really understanding, because I had no internet for nearly 5 days over Easter. One of the cables had actually broken, so we had to have someone from Openreach come out to fix it. Yeah, so everything was really a little bit slow. So thank you for that. And I hope you're all having a lovely time. And speak to you soon. Bye.